7. Barrett outside, the switch. Doncic goes, oh, what a great step! And then he hammers it home! Broke his ankles!
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all is well, and I'm absolutely pumped up right now as a New York Knicks fan because the New York Knicks preseason schedule is released. It came out today. It came out like a good 7 or 8 hours ago, but I was busy out doing stuff, spending time with my friend, because at the end of the day, you have to enjoy your life. You don't know when you're going to see certain people again in your life. That's why it's good to spend some quality time and just live life to the fullest. You want to be happy in life at the end of the day, and you don't want to end up looking back and regretting things. So when you take a look at the New York Knicks preseason schedule, obviously we're playing 4 games once again, and I don't know if this has been a theme. I don't know if we played the Detroit Pistons first last year when it came to the preseason, but I know Obi and Quickly's rookie year a few years back, we actually went on to play the Pistons in the very first preseason game, and I'm excited with the preseason schedule coming out because you take a look at the overall checklist of this NBA offseason. You have free agency, you have summer league, you have the NBA draft, and all those top free agents are obviously gone when it comes to NBA free agency, or it wasn't even a crazy NBA free agency class anyway. So we're expecting tons of players to return to their teams, and I guess it would have been cool if Ayton ended up going to the Indiana Pacers. He ended up returning to the Suns. You had the whole DeJounte Murray, though. He went on to be traded to the Atlanta Hawks this offseason. You had Rudy Gobert traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves, obviously, for some good amount of capital. Then you're waiting to see what happens with Donovan Mitchell. You're waiting to see what happens with Kevin Durant when they could just potentially run it back with their team, especially because Kevin Durant doesn't have much leverage in this situation, even though it might be a mess. We'll see if he sits out if it happens, and Donovan Mitchell hasn't officially requested a trade. But anyway, let's get right into the preseason schedule. Just getting the preseason schedule is amazing. It's like, damn, okay, the NBA might be coming soon, or it's coming soon, kind of. So starting off, we are playing the Detroit Pistons October 4th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Then we're taking on the Indiana Pacers 3 days later. These are both at home. 3 days later, we're taking on the Indiana Pacers October 7th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Then we're taking on the Indiana Pacers again, and this time it's on the road, October 12th, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Then the final preseason game, we're taking on the Washington Wizards, October 14th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And I like the games that they went on to assign us when it comes to certain personnel, and that the Detroit Pistons, yes, they're not going to be some team competing for the championship, but they have young guys that are very talented, and it's going to be a good test for our personnel if we really bring it right out the gate. Because, yes, certain teams, like win now mode types of teams, they may not play certain personnel because they don't want them to get hurt. But the Detroit Pistons, experience is very necessary, especially because Jaden Ivey went on to get hurt in the summer league. You want to see how Jaden Ivey adjusts to the speed of the NBA. How's that ankle holding up, or how's his injury? Is he all good? So it's a true test for Jaden Ivey when it comes to the official NBA level, going up against guys that are consistently going to be getting minutes in the NBA or very valuable minutes. Cade Cunningham, is he making that next jump as well? So I think that's extremely important, and I'm interested to see how the New York Knicks are going to be on the defense side of the basketball versus the Detroit Pistons. How's the communication going to be with switching? You have Cade Cunningham, that's a much taller guard, that's around 6'8". At least if they list them as that, I swear they switch heights all the time. It's crazy. And Jalen Brunson's only 6'1", so is there going to be good communicating there? In my opinion, preseason, especially when you have newer players on your roster, you just want to see communication. You want to see how's the chemistry. You want to make sure you mesh together and you really mold into one unit, which I think is huge, especially for Julius Randle. Can he trust a Jalen Brunson? Like, yeah, Jalen Brunson, you could dribble up the ball. Yes, I might have done that a lot previous years with the New York Knicks, but that was because I didn't have anyone I could trust. So how's the offense going to look with Jalen Brunson orchestrating it? Is RJ Barrett's skill set, has it taken another step moving forward when it comes to shot creation, shooting, jump shots off the dribble? The second unit, how's that going to look? I am actually very interested to see how that's going to look as well. Is it going to set the tone very well versus other young second units or the teams that we're playing up against when it comes to the second units, like the Indiana Pacers coming up? TJ McConnell, he can defend. How's that matchup going to be versus the Derrick Rose and Emmanuel Quickly? Isaiah Hartenstein, how's his chemistry going to be with Obi Toppin? I feel like their feel for the games fit very well together. So the Detroit Pistons are going to bring tons of energy. They're going to play extremely hard. I'm interested to see what we're going to look like with kind of like we don't have a crazy athletic starting lineup if Fournier or Grimes starts, and we don't have crazy size. So how's it going to be versus a Cade Cunningham? How's it going to be like the front court's fine with Julius Randle being 6'8", and then you have Mitchell Robinson that's 7 foot, but then Jalen Brunson, you take a look at 6'1", Evan Fournier 6'6", Grimes 6'4", whoever starts there. Then you have RJ Barrett that's 6'6", and the Detroit Pistons have a good amount of size and athleticism. How's their defensive personnel really going to hold up versus that? So I think that's a true test for the New York Knicks. And how are the New York Knicks as Mitchell Robinson? Has he adjusted to defending a Miles Turner? How much film has he watched on him? He struggles with Miles Turner pick and pop ability. TJ McConnell's obviously a veteran as well. So again, I like the Indiana Pacers. I like Chris Duarte, second-year player, older player coming out of Oregon, but he could defend. He could shoot the three ball. You have a guy, Benedict Mathurin. I liked what he brought out of Arizona. Another tall point guard you're playing up against of Tyrese Halliburton, high basketball IQ. You have Jalen Smith, his ability to shoot the three ball and also block shots. O'Shea Brissett. They have an underrated young core, in my opinion. I like what the Pacers are building over there. You have Terry Taylor as well. So, yeah, the Indiana Pacers, again, another team you have to bring your A game. I know I don't really care about winning when it comes to preseason games. I don't see much value into winning preseason games. The Knicks have won preseason games in the past and haven't been very successful, you know, and sometimes when you're playing up against these very good teams, maybe they don't play their ultra superstar player, but I like the teams we're playing up against because we're not playing up against the Lakers or anything like that LeBron James may not end up playing, you know, maybe to just keep him healthy. But I'm interested to see what the matchup's going to be versus the Pacers. They may not be crazy competitive this season. Like, they'll be competitive. I just don't know how many games they're going to go on to win. But I do like the personnel. I do like the roster. And I think it's going to be a true test, again, defensive-wise. And how's the chemistry going to be? Is there going to be a jump when it comes to chemistry from game 1 to game 2? You know, or game 1 to game 2, game 3? You know, I'm not sure if the starters are going to play the last 2 games. Maybe Thibodeau wants to be safe and not play them. But then we take on the Washington Wizards as well. And I actually think we match up pretty well when it comes to that. When it comes to personnel-wise, Monte Morris, I believe, is only 6'1". You have Bradley Beal at 6'3", 6'4". You have Porzingis stuff that is 7'3", and Daniel Gafford's obviously very athletic. And then you take a look; they have tons of young pieces. They have Corey Kispert, they have Danny Avdija, they have Johnny Davis. They have some solid pieces when it comes to their young core, and they're again another team that's going to bring tons of energy, you know. But I feel like the New York Knicks are going to bring energy, but obviously all these 28 other NBA teams are probably telling their teams, though, like, play hard, but, like, be safe as well out there on the floor because these games don't count towards the regular season. But how are we going to defend the Bradley Beal? I think that's going to be a true test. Is RJ Barrett, again, it's just preseason, but is RJ Barrett going to be taking on these big assignments again? Are we going to truly get to see people's roles with the ball in their hands, you know? Is the offense going to be run through a certain player, or is it just, like, go out there, do your thing? And then how much is Trevor Keels going to play? Because I believe Obi Toppin and Emmanuel Quickly barely played much. Game 1, when I'm looking back to their rookie year, one of them didn't play much. So I doubt Trevor Keels is going to play a lot, especially because he didn't really impress in Summer League as well. So anyone going to impress? Is there going to be a standout, you know? So I'm very interested to see what's going to go on to happen. Is Derrick Rose going to look a step slow defensively coming back from an injury? I think that's a great question to ask as well. So thank you guys so much for the great amount of support. Sorry I look a little crazy. Woke up from a nap. Played basketball earlier with my friend. Sunburn. I look like a lunatic. Peace out, y'all.